Welcome back to the Compressor Guru. Today we're going to show you a major change in the SOP of the Compressor Guru. And because I don't know exactly what we're talking about, I'm going to turn it over to, here's the Compressor Guru.
Thank you, camera wife. So SOP, in case you didn't know, stands for Standard Operating Procedure.
Okay.
For 45 years, we've done rings the same way. We pull them out of the box, we put them on a piston, we put the piston in the cylinder. Now, a couple times in the last year, one time when we broke a little wee set of rings on a 234, and on our recent project with the saylor beall, we put it together and it took a long time. There was a lot of fast forward in the episode from saylor beall where we were putting the rings in because they were really hard to work in. I'm going to show you part of the reason they were hard to work in. Ingersoll isn't nearly as hard, but we're going to show you what one of the differences is. The other thing I want to talk about is Ingersoll ran aftermarket parts. This is an aftermarket connecting rod. It's for 2545. It's going in this machine. We're not rebuilding the machine on camera, but we're going to do the our change of how we're doing it on camera. So if you look on here, you're going to see that the IR logo is on there and the IR casting number is on there. Folks, these are coming out of the same factory that you're paying 3 times as much for your parts. If you're interested in parts from us, just contact us through thecompressorguru.com and we'll take care of you. We're in the process of updating our webpage. We want to take it to e-commerce, but we are struggling with the programming. So contact us through thecompressorguru.com. We'll take care of you any way we can. So, first off, you go, why do we always load cylinders from the bottom? Well, partly because they're designed to, but here's the other reason. With the high pressure cylinder, the connecting rod won't go down through the cylinder. So if we assemble it and then if we assemble the connecting rod, we can't drop it down through the top. The other part of this is the bottom is actually made so that we can put the piston here and there's a real nice bevel. Now earlier I told you that I'd show you the difference. See how nice and long that slant is? With that saylor beall, despite the fact they're a very good machine, that slant was very short. It's probably only an 1/8 inch on the angled part.
How much is that, Bob?
Well, I'll measure it and tell you, because we're going to get to this here in a minute. That is about 1/2 inch. So it's much easier to work the rings into this. Now, what we're changing is these rings are often in a box for months or years. And if you look at that ring, you can see that it is got a pretty good gap on it. And that gap is 0.88 of an inch. So it's more than 7/8 of an inch. No, it's about 7/8 of an inch on that opening. So what we're going to do is we're going to fit it in there. You want it down? And we're going to let it sit there for 3 or 4 days. Instead of that ring being like this with about 7/8 of an inch gap, the shape of the metal actually gets used to being this size with about 10/1000ths gap. And we're going to put the next one in. We're going to actually push that one down so we can get the next one in a little better. And this is going to become the standard procedure for all the rings that we install here now. Going to the high pressure side, and I don't think there's a way to assemble this, the oil control ring. So we got our 2 rings for the low pressure. We're going to put our 2 high pressure rings on, and gently push that down in there. And by the way, the gap on that high pressure ring is just under a 1/2 inch. And we're going to get it used to being about 10/1000ths of an inch. These rings come out of the same factory as the connecting rods, so I am taking the wild guess these are the same rings that you would buy from Ingersoll if you were going to go buy OEM parts. Guys, this may sound really simple, but this is our new standard procedure for installing rings. We're going to put them in without the piston. We're going to let them rest for a couple days. And the 2 times I've done this in recent history, actually only 2 times I've ever done it, they go in so much easier because they get used to being in this shape. Before we're done for the day, I want to mention we still have that contest going for the tank decoration contest, whether it's a working tank in a shop or whether it's yard decoration or repurposed. See the link wherever it shows up at. I still haven't figured that out good. See the link and make sure you get entered. We are surprised we haven't heard from many of you about this contest. Make sure you follow the rules of the contest. YouTube's very strict about rules and we're following them. So go paint those tanks, do something creative, and thank you. God bless. Have a great day. Camera wife, you were really quiet. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure.
I thought it was some kind of soap.
Okay. Bye.
Have a great day. God bless.